Ukraine began its counterattack last week after enduring 7 months of a massive Russian winter and spring campaign that yielded few gains despite Europe's bloodiest ground fighting since World War II. So far, the Ukrainian offensive is still in its early stages, with tens of thousands of fresh troops and hundreds of Western armored vehicles yet to be deployed to fight. Russia, for its part, has had months to prepare several layers of defensive lines, meaning the Ukrainian advance so far has not meant a breach through the front. After a week of providing little information about his attack, Ukraine says it reclaimed some 100 square kilometers, 40 square miles, of its territory during the 68th week of the Russian invasion as a long-planned counterattack gained momentum. Soldiers of the Armed Forces of Ukraine continue to replenish the exchange fund with the captured Russian fascist invaders. In the first video, 2 Russian prisoners are in a ditch, sharing food that Ukrainian soldiers give them. At the same time, the latter turns on the enemy's cell phone with a song they like to listen to, and they laugh. In the second clip, a captured colonist in the Zaporizhia region. Ukrainian fighter asks if he's seen Bandera people in Ukraine. So in the third video, the prisoner sits behind a car that drives through the streets of Konstantinivka, Donetsk region. Ukraine says it has made little progress during its counteroffensive, as experts suggest it is too early to judge the effectiveness of Ukraine's week-long push to retake Russian-occupied territory. Ukraine is stepping up attacks along a 1,200 kilometers, 745-mile front. Russia's defense ministry said it repelled 4 Ukrainian ground attacks in the Kreminna region of the eastern Donetsk region on June 9. Russia's defense ministry said the initial attack was repelled, but 2 days later the Washington-based Institute for the Study of War, ISW, said geolocation records and Russian sources indicate that Ukrainian troops liberated numerous settlements near Velika Novosilka in western Donetsk Oblast. Video footage shows the armed forces of Ukraine organizing 2 rounds of top officers of the Russian Federation at once in the Berdyansk region. This was reported by the domestic military analyst and authoritative drafter of the Frontline map Deep State in the report of the 13th of June, which was published on his Telegram channel. He also described the situation on this front. Active contact lines remain south of Novodorivka, north of Rivopol, south of Makarivka, north of Urozhny, and north of Novodonetsk. People's Deputy Yuri Mysyagin said that the guns of the 55th Separate Zaporizhia Artillery Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, while adapting their fire to the aerial reconnaissance of the 129th Ground Defense Brigade, destroyed at least 4 invaders' trucks with ammunition in Staromlynivka, near the rear of the interventionists towards Berdyansk. In the Zaporizhia direction, soldiers of the Ukrainian Armed Forces also captured a large group of Russian invaders. We counted 10 people or half a platoon. Video taken by our defender from the ground. In some forest or forest path, Ukrainian soldiers finished searching for the last prisoner. The rest sat on the ground with their hands tied and their eyes closed. Meanwhile, the latest wave of Russian attacks came as the Ukrainian military said that 7 settlements had been liberated in the south and east of the country and further advances had been made in Bakhmut amid heavy fighting. Both fierce defensive and offensive battles are ongoing in the east and south of our country. We have certain advantages, implement our plans, move forward, said Valery Zaluzny, Commander-in-Chief of the Ukrainian forces. Recapture of another 6 villages has been previously reported by the Ukrainian military. The claims cannot be independently confirmed, and Russia has not recognized Ukraine's advantage. The Ukrainian advance has been significant, but in any case they have yet to reach the main line of Russian defense that is being prepared, which is likely to pose an even greater challenge. Analysis of satellite imagery of the newly built Russian fortifications on the southern front indicated the main Russian line of defense began some 12 kilometers further from Mokry-Yaly, in the vicinity of the village of Hurivka. The defenders continued a cautious but successful local attack on the positions of the Russian occupiers on the Bakhmut side. This is reported in a recent report by a soldier of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, who fights on this front and runs the Telegram channel Peredovich 0K. In the Berkivka area, we successfully took positions. We immediately work along Yagudnoy. We don't let the orcs rest and rotate their flesh completely. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported on June 15 that Russia had lost 217,910 soldiers in Ukraine since the start of the full-scale invasion on February 24 last year. This number includes the 580 casualties suffered by Russian forces over the past few days. Fighting is going on in the Klishchiivka area. The Ukrainians are advancing bit by bit, making progress. The artillery is working stably and hitting targets very clearly. Fighting continues in two areas. The Katsap's attempts to counterattack have failed, so now they are hiding and praying they won't be covered up. In turn, the Telegram channel Operative Donbas paid attention to the reports of the Rushists about the state of emergency in the 1st Airborne Assault Brigade of the invaders near Bakhmut. These attacks had been going on for over a month, starting even before Russian forces, led by Wagner's mercenary group, had completed capturing Bakhmut itself. At the height of the conflict between Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin and the Russian Defense Ministry, regular Russian troops that had recently taken over positions on the city's flank were reported to have fled in the face of Ukrainian counterattacks. So far, Ukraine's gains have continued to be led by the brigades already stationed in the area. On the southern flank, progress has been spearheaded by the 3rd Assault Brigade, which was established in November last year from units of the Azov Special Operations Forces.